by Summer Boyd. Bullying is a serious problem in America. The number of people being bullied every day is increasing as we speak. Harassment and bullying have been connected to 75% of school shooting incidents. Over 3.2 million students are victims of bullying every year. Many people are starting to give more attention to the issue at hand and are trying to spread awareness in any way they can throughout the U.S. Some famous music artists, such as Breezy, are even producing songs that help elaborate the effects bullying can have on victims. Bullying is being noticed and pointed out more and more in the hopes that it could be completely stopped. Bullies were once accepted. Everyone has been bullied at one point in their life. Unfortunately, society used to accept the ways of the bully. We indulged the noogie, winked at the Charlie horse, and thought it sort of funny when the high school tough crammed the band geek into the locker. Poking, taunting, name-calling, at least in modest doses, were considered normal, if sometimes trying, part of adolescent development. Those are the words of Benjamin Soski in his article, Bully Pulpit. In the article, Soski discusses the fact that bullying has turned into a dangerously abusive thing from what it used to be called when it was called adolescent development. The issue of bullying has occurred not only in schools, but simply everywhere. Bullying is the sort of thing that can happen any day, at any given place, at any time. It could be at work, in a school, or a sport, at your home, in a store, on the street, at a park, at night, during the day, etc. You name it, it can happen. Bullies usually think it's amusing and humorous to joke around and mess with people for fun. It has become quite a common thing to see or hear about. Sadly, a lot of people who do witness the act of bullying don't do a single thing. By doing nothing, it does greater harm to the bully's victims. If no one steps in to help and stand up for them, how could they stand up for themselves? These suffering people experience many problems, emotionally and physically, when they are bullied repeatedly. Many become depressed, have mental breakdowns or anxiety attacks, show unpredictable aggression, or inflict self-harm. However, the biggest and most growing results of victims who are bullied is suicide. Suicide is ranked third in the leading cause of death among adolescents. Death tolls have reached about 4,400 deaths per year. For every one suicide among an adolescent, there are at least 100 suicide attempts. Victims of bullying often see suicide as the only way out. The most awakening results came from surveys that were sent to different schools around the U.S., and they said that over 4% of high school students have considered suicide, and almost 7% have actually attempted it. 1 million kids and adolescents are bullied every week in school and out. Bullied victims are between 2 to 9 times more likely to consider suicide than non-victims. Bullying statistics from a recent study in Britain found that at least half of suicides among adolescents are related to bullying. Almost all victims feel as though it is their fault and that they are alone and cannot go to anyone for help. Fortunately, those who do see the victims and wish to help them are starting to speak up more and more. People all around the U.S. are putting in their time to speak, sing, or write about spreading bully awareness. With the help of singer-songwriter Ne-Yo, Cartoon Network, division of Turner Broadcasting Systems Incorporated, and Boys and Girls of America will recognize National Bullying Prevention Awareness Day and distribute more than 4,000 bullying prevention kits to boys and girls clubs all across the nation. Bullying is a serious problem in America. The number of victims that are bullied is growing constantly. However, the number of people who are spreading bully awareness and giving help to the victims who need it are becoming greater and stronger. People all over the states have developed very intense feelings towards bullying. Schools do their best to stop any sort of bullying and have broadened meetings and assemblies, not only for the victims, but for the bullies themselves. Gradually and assuredly, America is fighting the bully problem that has plagued our idolized country. Together, we stand in protest as our nation unites against the affair in which we call bullying.